What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. I am DJ, aka Token Black. Guys, getting me for the first time. Hit that like button, subscribe button. As you can tell, we are on the road this week. That's why the content has been a little late coming for you guys. But I wanted to discuss this latest episode of Halo, episode 4. Have some thoughts on it. Give my opinion, my review. I know I'm a little late to the show on this one, but I will say this episode, like I said in the last video, I'm trying to look at this show now through the perspective of a casual viewer, not a super Halo fan like I am. But sometimes it's hard in certain situations to separate that side of me. But for the most part, I thought this was probably for the overall being of the episode, probably my favorite episode of the season, minus the first 15 minutes of episode 1. So outside of the first 15 minutes of episode 1, I still think that's the best part of the season so far. This episode as a whole, I think, was better. Or is it perfect? No, and we'll get to that later on. But basically, a little quick rundown. We're at the Fall of Reach. We know the Covenant are here now, and they're attacking. We see some elites attacking the city. Perez and Chief are together, and he's trying to get back to the Silver Team together. And he ends up meeting with Riz and Vanek down below in the city, fighting in the streets and everything, along with the other blind Spartan washout that was helping her to rehab and his boyfriend. I thought those scenes of them fighting in the street was very good. The action was fast paced, the camera work, how they were cutting through the explosion and kind of going with them and everything. It was really good. I thought the weapons look amazing. The sound was kind of off. I wish they would use actual game sounds. When I hear a battle rifle with that burst sound, or the MA assault rifle going off, I want to hear that sound. But you know, they're using generic gun sounds. There's one thing. So they're trying to get back to the basically headquarters Reach and get to their suits, but that's the big issue. They're not in their suits during almost the fighting scene. There's a scene where Chief takes on a Covenant elite down like the city area or whatever. Pretty badass. So they're all invisible, killing civilians and everything. I'm not going to touch on how it relates to the actual story of Reach, because we all know now this is by far a totally different thing. But before Perez and Chief actually make it to Riz and Vanek down the street level, they come across this old lady in a I guess consignment store, and she's basically talking about, I'm not leaving, I was raised here. Chief has an axe. She's like, the axe is like 500 years old, which is basically a little fireman's axe from now. But if you look closely in one of the scenes, there's actually original Xbox on one of the shelves. This little Easter egg that I found out about in that scene. But if you fast forward, Chief and Riz and all of them get to headquarters where the Marines are, basically consolidating forces, try to do a counterattack against the Covenant. There was a bridge they want to hold, try to funnel them in to basically take a bunch of them out at one time. And they come into Keyes, and Keyes explains to them that basically he's in charge. All the other high ends of government and military have left. Chief was right. He said he saw the bodies of what was that, Cobalt team, but now he believes Chiefs and everything. And we find out that Ackerson took their suits with them. So basically now we went from not having a helmet on to actually not having a suits for any of the Spartans at all, which I have a problem with, because that is like the essence of what being a Spartan is, that they're one and the same with their suit. Like that makes them who they are, each individual Spartan. But so that's one of the big gripes that I have. I'm hoping because Kai left with Atkinson, somehow she gets back to the team and brings their suits back, because I don't see how we can have this big fight without them being in their armor. Like it just doesn't, it takes away from them being Spartans. For example, I think is when Keyes was giving his speech to rally the troops and everything, he introduced everybody to John, you know, John 117. But I feel like that scene would have been more impactful if he had walked up with his armor being, or all three of them in his armor being, what, 7 foot, 8 foot tall and everything, and being just a symbol of just like hope for the Marines and everything. I did like Keyes' speech. It was rallying and everything. I feel like they're mixing Keyes and Sergeant Avery together. I've been reading more of the some side story books in Halo lately, and knowing that Avery Johnson and Master Chief actually knew each other since he was a teenager, kind of relate enhancing the relationship that we known they've had they've had since we first seen them in Halo 1 together. But so Chief and the remaining of not blue team. I keep saying blue team. That's blue team in the games and the books, but silver team. They go to the bridge with the Marines, and they're holding the bridge, and they bring up a scorpion. This scorpion looked good. The effects for it shoots a white phosphorus round off, and you see the Covenant come out of the ship, and it's like we gotta hold this thing till they get on it, but don't blow it till a bunch of people on it. And Keyes is trying to evacuate the rest of the civilians along with Perez. Oh, and also, this is a little sidetrack. Sorensen and Halsey escape. They end up meeting Keyes, and their relationship they had and everything. So Sorensen's cracking jokes about, oh, this is awkward and everything. And Halsey even reveals that she knew Sorensen was going to leave. He let him escape, whatever, and she's kind of proud of him that he became what he was. And he's all shocked at that. So their little relationship we got. So I'm hoping that now that Sorensen's off the rubble, we don't see more of Quan and all that sideline. So as long as they keep Quan out, I'm happy with that. But we're trying to evacuate the civilians. There's one last shuttle going off and almost on, and all of a sudden you see the grappling hooks come up and these jackals come up. The jackals look pretty good. They're a little bit more bulky than the video game, but them being the grappling hooks and everything is pretty cool. So Chief and the rest of the team, they have to fall back to help secure the evac site for the civilians. So they end up getting there. But before all this happens, and the part that another gripe that I have with this episode and the whole of everything is that he's basically, the fuel line is so stuck to the plane, he has to go out and detach so they can leave. They plane the ship, and he ends up he's surrounded. He cuts the gas line, his fumes. He lights his cigar, and boom, Keyes is dead. Keyes does not make it to Halo Alpha Halo, which I think is a problem. I think he should have died by the flood, like in the movies. In the game, but they're going a different route. I have a problem with that, but that leads to Chief and the team getting there right as it happens. So he's dead, and the Elite show up, and Thorson actually joins with Blue Team, and they're fighting back. Halsey's hiding in the corner, and this Elite, which kind of like the Arbiter a little bit. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be the Arbiter or not, but him and John do a 1v1 me, bro. I mean, John ends up picking up a power sword, and they go at it 1v1. Now, the Chief and this Elite are going at it, and the second Elite shoots John in the chest with the plasma rifle pistol, and Chief falls down. And this Elite looks at this other Elite, the one with the Arbiter. He basically cuts the Elite head off for interfering with his fight one-on-one, which, knowing the Shanheili honor code and everything, they're basically about honor and everything, and having a warrior fight and a warrior mentality, that was dishonorable what he did. So he cut his head off, which I thought was pretty cool, because it kind of shows their culture per se and how they think, which we haven't really got much of that in the show so far. But then he's about to finish him off, and Maki shows up, which I still don't like Maki in this show. I just don't like it. I think her character is just, I don't know. She gives a little thing and like, no. Oh, by the way, when Sorensen and Halsey were trying to escape, they were trying to find Cortana. I can't say it, Cortana, and Maki already has her with the Elite. So the Covenant has Cortana, which another gripe that I have with this show. That they have the most valuable asset in the USNC right now. But we fast forward back to the battle. Vanek picks up a plasma pistol, shoots at Elite that's about to kill John, while John's on the ground, and a needle goes in his chest. He pulls it out, and he stabs it in Vanek and blows up, and Vanek is dead. I hate to see him die, but it was a good death, I guess you would say. Because I feel he was going to die, because we got more and more with him and Riz this season a lot. So I felt like he was going to die. We didn't see Kai at all in this episode. We didn't see Ackerman in this episode at all. But that's how the episode ends. So I'm hoping that the next episode comes with Kai bringing the armor back, because that's the biggest problem of the episode. I think the episode would have been way better if they had the armor. At least half of like got to their armor and were fighting. But I'm hoping next episode they get the armor back some way somehow. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm trying to watch this show through the lens of someone who's not a super fan like I am. But it's kind of hard sometimes with stuff like this. But for the most part, I thought action wise, pacing wise, this episode was really good. Um, hope to see they come back next episode with the armor. That's all I can say. Like I said, the visuals were good, special effects were good. We had no Quan, amazing. A small bit of Mackie kind of made it a little sour, but other than that, best episode of the season, minus the 15 minutes of the first episode. So first 15-minute episode one is still the best part of season 1 and 2, I think. So yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts and review of episode 4 of Halo the series, season 2. Like I said, I'm on the road, so the quality is not gonna be the best. So I'm sorry I'm getting out late, but yeah. Leave your thoughts and opinions about the show. Did you think this was the best episode so far? Have you been watching the show? Are you like me? You're trying to like not watch it through the lens of a super fan, or you're casual and you're enjoying the show? Let me know. Like I said, I'm trying to be more positive. Because there's been so much negative stuff. So, yeah. So that's my thoughts and review of episode 4. Until next time, guys. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.